Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamson Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out there's a community we can talk about all the things that we love. Today on Throwback Thursday, we're looking at Gamera versus Barugon, the next stage in goofy giant monster movies. Spoilers for Gamera, I guess, because this movie opens up with how Gamera comes back. Z plan was luring Gamera to a spaceship that launched him on a course to Mars. And, well, before I go further, let me just get to the cast. Starring Kojiro Hongo, Kyoko Inami, Yuzo Hayakawa, Takuya Fujioka, Koji Fujiyama, Yoshiro Kitahara, and Ichiro Sugai. Sorry for mispronouncing any of these names. So, on Gamera's trek to Mars, the spaceship gets hit by a meteor and frees Gamera, which then he comes back to Earth. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in the last review, Gamera gets his sustenance from absorbing heat. And I didn't think of this while I was watching the movie. I'm thinking of it now. Why wasn't Gamera completely revived entering the atmosphere of the planet? He would have gotten superheated from entering the atmosphere. They don't think of that. Instead, he goes after the most powerful hydro plant that Japan has. I don't know why they wouldn't go after a nuclear one, but this story isn't very well thought out anyway. I can't remember what happens to Gamera. I think he just disappears. And then it cuts to these guys in a room talking. There's a knock at the door, and it's the one guy's brother, and they're discussing how to get this opal from the island of New Guinea, and they'll split the profits. Seems pretty straightforward. So as three of them go, they run into the inhabitants there, and among the inhabitants is a doctor that went to cure a disease on the island for the inhabitants, and his wife died in that process, and he's just stayed on the island ever since. The three men ask about the cave where this opal is, and the natives warn them and do their best to stop them from going there, but they go anyway. And this is where the story becomes nonsensical. Never mind that there's two giant monsters in here. They get to the cave, they find the opal. One guy gets stung by a scorpion and dies within minutes, and the other guy betrays the brother of the dude that set everything up. But the brother lives and is taken care of by the one village woman that speaks Japanese. Her name is Karen. She explains to him the dangers of taking that opal from the island. You find out that it's actually an egg, and I saw that coming a mile away. And the way that it hatches, something's wrong with the guy's foot who betrayed the brother. And the doctor prescribes an infrared light on his foot to heal him. At some point, this infrared light hits the egg, and it hatches it. And this is all happening on a boat. The boat gets destroyed because the creature gets loose, and it goes from being this, I don't know, the size of a kitten to the size of a building. Starts destroying the city. It has two power attacks. One, it shoots out its tongue, and then the tongue emits a frost beam, freezing everything instantly. And something I wasn't expecting. A rainbow gets used as a weapon. Barugon shoots rainbows from its back, and it destroys things. That is hilarious. I never thought I'd see, like, a bad rainbow. I'll try to find the meme about that. Where do bad rainbows go? To Prism. See if I can find that meme. At some point, when the rainbow is being used, Gamera comes back because it's attracted to that energy. And then the two of them fight. And I'm going to leave it there. This movie does have more downtime from the monsters, so it drags a little bit. And like I said, the story really doesn't make any sense. Instead of these men trying to get this opal and then sell it for money, which just comes out of nowhere, and then go into the island, why couldn't they have been part of an expedition crew? Or say the doctor that's on the island, I think it's an issue of too many characters. Like the doctor on the island, he's only there so that the woman in the tribe knows how to speak Japanese. Okay, so what I really think happened is maybe they had these movies thought out, because there was a Gamera movie a year from 65 through 68. I don't think, well, clearly with this story, not a whole lot of thought went into it. a little thought should be put into it. It shouldn't be that difficult to come up with a story for two monsters to fight, even though I'm struggling to come up with one right now. Alright, let's take a crack at this. Gamera's on his way to Mars. Meteorite hits the ship that he's in, releases him, he comes back, he wreaks havoc. And now, this time, they have a more advanced version of the ice bombs that they used to freeze Gamera the first time, and so they freeze him again because they don't want him wreaking havoc. This time it lasts, let's say, a week. I know that's far longer than 10 minutes, but let's say a week. It gives enough time for humans to go to an island for some reason. Let's just say it's an exploratory reason, like there are ancient ruins beyond where the tribe live. The tribe don't go there because they see it as holy ground, but this archaeologist is curious, and so they go there. And with the archaeologist, you have other people, I guess you could say bodyguards, just like to protect them from the wilds of the jungle, but they're also greedy humans, and they see treasures and stuff, and this one thing is in the center of the ruins or something like that, and they steal it and they bring it back with them. And then the rest of the movie can more or less play out the way it does. That would make a lot more sense. I don't know how you would work Karen into this. I guess there could be two doctors, and she'd be one of them, and she speaks the language of the inhabitants of the island. So there's that. Yeah, and that took me, after I really sat and thought about it, like 30 seconds. So what puts this movie above Gamera is the fact that Barugon shoots rainbows from his pack. Other than that, this movie has too much downtime and a nonsensical story, so I would say it's on par with the first Gamera. Still holding out on a judgment for all these movies, but so far they're enjoyably bad. Those are my thoughts on Gamera versus Barugon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and live your imagination!